The Philippine Stock Exchange has launched an investigation into PLDT stock trading activity in relation to the company's budget overrun. We have with us today over Zoom PSE President and CEO Ramon Monzon to discuss this further. Sir Mon, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. What have you found so far?
Sean,
Yes,
okay.
have you found...
I want to clarify something, Sean. First of all, okay, there are two aspects of the inquiry or investigation, as you might call it, okay? The first part is the trading of the PLDT shares right before the disclosure, and maybe even for periods before that. That investigation is being done by the regulatory arm of the Philippine Stock Exchange, which is the Capital Markets Integrity Corporation of CMIC. So they're the ones investigating the trades, if there are any fraudulent or insider trading. CMIC is totally independent of PSE. Okay. The other aspect of the inquiry or investigation is, was there sufficient disclosure? Was there timely disclosure? Was there accurate disclosure? That's what the PSE is inquiring into. We've sent clarificatory requests or letters to PLDT. In addition, we have also sent them shock cause letters to answer some of the points we've raised regarding their disclosure.
All right. Regarding that first thing with the CMIC that you were saying, what is the timeline with regard to that investigation of the so-called, insider trading, quote unquote, or to make it sound easier for our listeners, just basically the trading on Friday before the disclosure, which was done right before 4 p.m. I have read some articles quoting you, Sir Mon, and it said that you have not found anything out of the ordinary. But if we look at the intraday chart, we see a rapid or a lot of a sell-off before the close.
Right. Well, okay. Again, investigation of actual trades are done by CMIC. Why am I able to say that on the surface, it doesn't appear that there was any insider trading? I've asked for a report from CMIC on their initial, investigation into the Friday trades. When you talk about insider trading, what comes into mind is trading by officers, major shareholders, directors. So when I say on the surface, there does not appear to be any insider trading as reported to me by CMIC, it's because the sellers of PLDT stocks prior to the disclosure, that Friday closing period, were really foreign brokers and not foreign brokers, mostly institutional investors. Now, I say on the surface because, again, we need to find out who are the ultimate or beneficial owners of the accounts traded by these institutional investors. So that is something that CMIC will have to undertake, probably together with the SEC.
All right. Of course, you're also required to report to the SEC with this joint kind of investigation, let's call it loosely, between you guys, the CMIC, and of course the SEC. When can we expect the results to come out?
Okay. I think the Friday, number one, I think the CMIC and SEC will have to send requests to the foreign brokers to identify who the, beneficial owners of the account they traded for are. So I don't know how long that will take. It should not take long, especially if it's the regulator or SEC that requires a broker to, provide that information. On the disclosure side, on the PSE side, whether there are any disclosure violations that pertain to PLDT, we've given them a deadline until Friday to reply to our shock cause order. So we will be evaluating the reply to our shock cause letters.
All right. Of course, there's a lot of reports on this available in different online publications as well. Some reports say that in October, PLDT already knew or started their own investigation into this budget overrun. But of course, it was only disclosed last Friday, December 16. Is this one of the things that you are looking into, sir?
Correct, Sean. I mean, we're trying to determine if there were reports of this, I guess, unreported capital expenditures, or as PLDT calls budget overruns, and there were investigations conducted, the whole month of November. The question arises, should that have been disclosed much earlier than last Friday? So that is what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
All right, one last question, Sir Mon. Worst case scenario, would there be any reason to suspend the trading of PLDT stocks given all these ongoing developments, all these inquiries or parallel inquiries by the regulator, of course, by your independent analysts as well as the local bourse?
At this point in time, I see no reason for suspending the trading in PLDT stocks. The disclosure has been made, so all the investors, the whole market is aware of the status. Perhaps when the final results of the investigation are completed and the PLDT submits the results of their final internal investigation, there might be a need to suspend the trading until that information is disseminated to the public.
All right.
But at the moment,
yes,
I see no reason to suspend it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Still a lot of moving parts with regard to this specific case. Thank you so much for your time. Ramon Monzon, PSE President and CEO, joining us live over Zoom. Thank you, sir.